All right, so here's part two. This is check your understanding number two on page 580. We're still solving for rational equations, and we're going to follow the same steps. We have a more complicated, that's in air quotes, denominator. So the first thing I want to do here, yeah, I want to find my non-permissible values, but I just want to put, if I have more than one thing in a numerator or denominator, I want to put brackets there just so I remember if I'm manipulating my numerators and denominators here that I need to take the whole thing in the bracket. Okay, so non-permissible values. So that says my denominators can't be 0. Whoa, that was not supposed to happen. Oh, I see. That was okay. So I have x plus 2 can't be 0, so that means x can't be negative 2. And likewise, x minus 3 can't be 0, so x can't be 3. And then our next step is to find our lowest common denominator. So that means I take the factors of my denominator, which happen to be x plus 2, x minus 3. And then I need to multiply my entire equation by the lowest common denominator. So this is probably the last time I'm going to do this, write this in green, and then we'll actually just do it. And the other thing I want to note about these is these questions get really long. So in order to fit it in the margin of your page, you're going to have to write super small. So especially for check your understanding number 3, I would probably write that down on a piece of paper. Okay, so I'm going to take negative 3 over x plus 2. I'm going to multiply that by our lowest common denominator, which is x plus 2, x plus 3. Oops, x minus 3, my bad. And then that's equal to our 2x minus 3, and then multiply that by our lowest common denominator. Okay, now I can cross things off to get rid of my denominators. So my x plus 2's cross off on the left side, and then my x minus 3's cross off on the right side. And this next step, sometimes, like as I get good at these, I'll skip this out. So I'm just going to write down what I have left on each side. And like I said, sometimes I'll skip this step and move on to the next one. So I got to multiply this stuff out, multiply this stuff out. So I get negative 3x plus 9, and that's it's equal to 2x plus 4. Okay, I don't have any x squareds here, so I want to get all the x's on one side, all the numbers on the other. So I don't know, I'm going to add 3x to both sides. And then I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So those go away, those go away. So 9 minus 4 is 5. And 2x plus 3x is 5x. Divide both by 5. And I get x is equal to 1. So again, I need to check my non-permissible values. So our non-permissible values, x can't be negative 2, x can't be 3. So our x is neither of those. So x is equal to 1 is a good answer. Okay, let's go to the next one. So before I start finding my non-permissive values, again, I want to put my brackets in. Okay, now for non-permissible values. So that's where our denominator can't be equal to 0. So x minus 5 can't be 0. So that means x can't be 5. And then x minus 1 can't be 0. So x can't be 1. Okay, so lowest common denominator. We have x minus 5 as a factor, x minus 1 as a factor. So that's what my lowest common denominator is. So I need to multiply everything by my lowest common denominator. So I'm not actually going to write that step, I'm just going to do it. So I have x plus 2 over x minus 5, and I'm multiplying that by x minus 5, x minus 1, and that's equal to x over x minus 1, and I'm multiplying that by x minus 5, x minus 1. Okay, so the x minus 5's cancel out on the left side, the x minus 1's cancel out on the right side, and then what I'm left with is x plus 2, x minus 1 is equal to x and x minus 5. Okay, so I'm going to FOIL the left side, multiply through on the right side, expand. So I get x squared minus 1x plus 2x minus 2, and that's equal to x squared minus 5. Okay, lucky me. Well, actually, I'm just going to move everything on the right to the left side. So I'm going to subtract x squared, and I'm going to add 5. Okay, so my x squareds actually go away. So, and then I'm going to combine like terms. So negative 1x plus 2x is 1x. Okay. Um, negative 2 plus 5 is negative 3. Okay, so I didn't need to move everything to one side because the x squared cancels out. So I can just add 3 to both sides. I'm just going to call that x. X is equal to 3. So then what I want to do is I want to check my non-permissible values. So we're told x can't be 5 or x can't be 1. It's not. X is equal to 3. That's good. Let's leave it at that. So we will come back for the next example. Whoops, I don't need that.